This is your boy, BJ, back from No Filter MMA. And I'm back with a fight announcement. Okay, a fight announcement. Here we go. We got Taila Santos versus my girl, number 14 ranked Montana De La Rosa. All right, so let's talk, guys. God, I keep getting notifications. Leave me alone. I'm trying to talk here. So, Taila Santos, crazy power. Okay, like, let's talk about Taila. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I was worried about Jillian Robertson when she was supposed to fight Taila Santos. You know what I'm saying? I was like, whoa, like, if Jillian Robertson get caught by Santos, you know, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good at all if Taila Santos catches Jillian Robertson. But now, you know, now that Taila is fighting, now she beat the hell out of, I think it was Mara, no, she lost to Mara Mel Barella. Taila beat somebody's ass in the UFC. But, Taila, was it Molly McCann? I want to say Molly McCann. I might be wrong, guys. I might be wrong here. But coming into this fight with Montana De La Rosa, I'm not as nervous for, you know, Montana as I was for Jillian Robertson. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I had to get out and pump some gas, but I forgot where I was at. Anyways, you know, I'm not as nervous for Montana as I was for Jillian Robertson. And the reason I say that is because, you know, if Taila Santos was to stop Jillian Robertson's takedown, you know what I'm saying? Like, my question would be, you know, how would Jillian Robertson deal with somebody who is as powerful and as fast as Taila Santos? You know what I'm saying? Like, how's Jillian Robertson going to deal with somebody who is that fast and that powerful of a striker? Because, I mean, of course, when you have a fighter that's grappler heavy like Jillian Robertson, you know, when they go in with somebody who is that good of a striker and has that good a takedown defense, you kind of have to be, you know, that thought is in the back of your mind, of course. But with Montana De La Rosa, it's kind of a different story. It's kind of a different thing with Montana De La Rosa. And why I say that is because I think Montana has a better all-around skill set than Jillian Robertson. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're close when it comes to fighting on the ground. They're very close in that aspect. But I think Montana De La Rosa has a better stand-up game than Jillian. I mean, it's obvious she has a better stand-up game than Jillian Robertson. You know, Montana has reach. She works a jab. She has power in her right hand. You know what I'm saying? She has kicks. She has good movement. Those are all things that Jillian Robertson is still developing. She's developing how to use that jab. She's developing how to feel comfortable on the feet. Montana, on the other hand, she likes to fight on the feet. She doesn't always win those striking battles, but she engages in those striking battles. Now, for Montana De La Rosa, she has to make a statement out here against Taila Santos. You know what I'm saying? Like, Montana has to make the type of statement that Jillian Robertson made in her last fight. You know what I'm saying? Jillian was dominant in Jillian's last two fights. She was dominant the entire time. And that is what Montana De La Rosa has to do. Montana can't afford, now that especially now being ranked, she's failed in the rankings. She's like number 14 now. You know, like, Montana De La Rosa has to dominate. She don't have room to go out here and try to fight on the feet with these girls. You know, everyone knows now that the nose of Montana De La Rosa, if you bust up her nose, it'll slow Montana De La Rosa down tremendously in the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the biggest gaping hole for Montana, is that if you hit Montana in her nose is her weak spot. It's Liana Jojua's weak spot. You know, it's a few girls' weak spot. A few people with those big noses, like I said, guys, those big nose fighters, they got that target sitting right out there in front of you. You know, and if you hit that target, you're gonna cause that fighter a lot of fucking problems. Like, you're gonna cause Montana De La Rosa problems. And Montana's nose isn't even big. It's just that it's taken a lot of damage over the years, so it's taken a lot of damage. It took a lot of damage in the KGB fight. It took a lot of damage in the most recent Araujo fight. Like, Montana's nose has legit taken some damage over the years. So that kind of concerns me a little bit when going into a fight with somebody like Taila Santos, because Montana De La Rosa gets cracked in that nose by Santos, and it could be that nose could end up worse than what it already is. So, it kind of worries me a little bit. That's why I'm hoping to see the Montana De La Rosa that fought Nadia Kassem, the one that comes out, throws a big strike, those big strikes, gets this fight to the ground and fucking dominate. That is what we need to see from Montana De La Rosa. We don't need to see Montana, the one that's trying to prove to everybody that she's a good striker. We know that Montana De La Rosa is a decent striker on the feet. We know that she's the wrestler that has developed a solid striking game. We get it. But, the point is, like, you kind of have to know when, as a wrestler, you kind of need to know when to use that. You know what I'm saying? You got to kind of know when to rely on that striking. Now, if you go out here, if Montana goes out and she is just relentless with the takedowns, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially, like, she could have done this in the fight with Araujo. If she was relentless with the takedown and Araujo stuffed every last one of them, then I think that would have been the time for Montana De La Rosa to really start getting off some strikes. Because if she had worn Viviane Araujo down with trying to get her to the ground, then maybe Montana would have had a lot more. Even though she outstruck Viviane Araujo, I think she could have landed some of the bigger shots that she wanted to land in that fight. Montana was wanting to land big shots, and she was chasing that big shot in the fight with Araujo. Instead of, working and trying to get this fight to the ground and expose that with Araujo. But she didn't do that. I'm hoping that this fight, she comes out and we see the true Montana De La Rosa. What we saw in the fight with Araujo, to me, it's just not, like, I was confused as to who I was watching, because I'm like, Montana only went for one takedown. She went for one takedown. And I'm like, Montana De La Rosa only going for one takedown? So, it is what it is. I just hope, I don't think, and guys, don't take this as a beat-up session on Montana De La Rosa, because that's not what this is. I'm hoping that De La Rosa hears this, and, not saying that, I don't want her to think that I'm talking shit about her. I don't want anybody to think I'm talking shit about anybody. I'm just saying what I think the approach that she should take in a fight with Taila Santos, because Taila Santos is just itching to get into that fucking top 15. She is itching to be ranked, and she is getting these girls out the way. And, Montana, on the other hand, has the skill set. I think the IQ is kind of off with Montana. The fight IQ, octagon IQ, is kind of off with De La Rosa. Like, I think she chooses to do things at the wrong time. I think Montana needs to put it together a little bit better, and then we'll see the potential. Everyone else will see the potential that I see in Montana. I'm still team Montana De La Rosa, and that has not wavered a bit. When I say a bit, I mean not even a notch. It has not wavered at all. I'm still team Montana. I just feel like De La Rosa needs to put it all together. If Montana puts it all together, then she's a dangerous fighter at 125. She still is a dangerous fighter, because if Montana gets you down, she can lock up a submission from any position. I've seen Montana lock up submissions from every single position. So I just hope that that's what we see in this fight. This fight is coming up soon, guys. This fight is in less than a month. I told y'all Montana was trying to get right back in there. She lost that big fight to Araujo. Montana went from fighting to jump up in the rankings to fighting to keep her ranking. And right now, she's fighting to keep her ranking. You know what I'm saying? Like, she has to hold on to that number. Because if Montana falls out of the rankings, it's going to be hard for Montana to get back in those rankings. So Montana has to win this fight. She has to dominate Taila Santos. Like, point blank period. Like, she needs to take Santos down. And she needs to die. I want to see Montana make somebody bleed. I want to see her cut somebody. I want to see Montana step it up one time. Like, that's what I want to see. And I think that is what she needs to do. That is what De La Rosa needs to do to get the name, to get the notice on her. See, now that's what Jillian Robertson did. You know what I'm saying? Jillian cut some girls up. Jillian Robertson took some girls down and beat them up. That's what she did. You know what I'm saying? That is what she did. And now everybody is noticing Jillian Robertson. Montana De La Rosa needs to do the exact same thing. Just be fucking relentless. That's all she needs to be relentless, and she needs to go out here and she needs to starch Taila Santos. It just is what it is. She needs to starch Taila Santos. Let me know what you guys think about Montana De La Rosa versus Taila Santos. This is your boy BJ back from No Filter MMA. Drop those comments in the comment section. Hit that like button. Hit the dislike button. If you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe button. And I'm out.